That's very true.
Real quick, what do you think about this? You've been quiet the whole time. Do you agree, disagree?
I agree in a way. Like, I was really about to ask, like, are you guys like 50-50 men, or you're going to do everything? Oh, sorry. Are you guys like 50-50 men, or are you going to do everything with all
That's a
these
good
rules you
question.
have?
Very good question.
That's a good question, right?
Very good question.
I don't believe in 50-50. I think with authority, if you're going to be able to tell your girl what it is and everything, you got to pay all the bills and be the leader. I don't think it should work. I mean, they work in jobs anyway most of the time. I wrote a whole book about this. It's called Why Women Deserve. Women dominate the most jobs typically. They don't have jobs that run infrastructure. This is true. It's a fact. They're not involved in STEM. They're involved in social science type jobs. They're involved in social work, etc. That's all great and all, but the country would go down in flames if like all men decided to like not work, right? The lights would turn off, etc. We run the infrastructure, labor, hard laborious jobs that women don't want to do. So I don't think women should work anyway. And to be honest with y'all, most women don't want to work. How many girls go to college, get a job, make their 50, 70, 100K per year and be like, damn, this is miserable. I want kids in the family. This sucks. Women don't have the same proclivity to go out there and earn excess resources, right? I've always said, me and Andrew have had this discussion before. Shout out to my guy, Andrew Tate. If a man makes $1,000, he'll say in a day, he'll go, damn, if I do this for the month, I'll make $30,000 this month. If a girl makes $1,000, she's like, damn, I don't got to work the rest of the week. It's not the same. Like, are there some go-getter women out there? Absolutely. Yeah. But I would argue that most females would go with the latter, where I made enough to live and get what I want, cool. Women look at money as a means to an end. Men look at money as a status symbol. It's a competitive it's a competitive thing that we have in us. I make more money than you, or I'm successful, because men, we value each other on meritocracy. We don't value each other like you guys do on personality and feelings and you're pretty. Like, we value each other on tangible assets. Women don't. So you guys don't have the same natural proclivity to go out there and earn. Like, I mean,
look at OnlyFans.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes, it does. It does.
I do agree. I do see your perspective.
What do you think? You've been quiet over there too.
Honestly,
nothing.
Sorry. Okay.
Is he right? Is he wrong? Is she right? What do you think?
Honestly, it's been a lot of conversation, so I'm a little sorry.
You stupid.
All right, we can move on.
All right now.
Okay.
But I think that women should just play their place. Honestly, like, I don't do too much. Like, I'm not really in relationships all like that. But like, I should just stay in my place. I do what's expected, so I don't have to hear it. Like, I know men are different than women. I know that biologically men are gonna have different needs. Why'd you do that to her, man? All that.
Bro, I'm trying to involve the whole panel. I'm trying to let everyone talk.
But yeah, I don't know.
Okay, what about you? What do you think about the topic? Threesomes, yes or no?
50-50.
50-50 as well.
News anchor, whatever.
Men's. Okay, so you were saying that men are more ambitious than women, period.
In general.
Yeah, and I
Not
mean,
all the time.
in my life experience, I've witnessed women being more ambitious than men in quite a few cases. So I just think it depends on the person, but I think it definitely works better when the man is more ambitious than the woman. He respects himself.
In what ways do you see women being more ambitious?
It's cool.
That's important.
I mean, I've been in relationships where I'm the ambitious one, and he emasculates himself, and then I it's hard for me to respect him. So it's just better when the guy
Were
is
you more educated than him?
I believe so.
Did you earn more than he did?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, and women tend to, lean on their education as to why they're more ambitious, but you guys got to remember that the education system in itself was designed, right? Sit down, be, control yourself, etc. It's not necessarily a environment for little boys to thrive. It's an environment for little girls to thrive, and the reason why is because the education system, from elementary all the way until high school, indoctrinates you to do what you're told, listen, be quiet, be a nice little slave. It basically sets you up to work. To become an employee.
Yeah.
Work for 40 hours for 40 years, right, per week, and get 40% of your top 3 years with a pension. Like, the education system in itself is more geared towards women because women are much better at following instructions. Not necessarily. It's easier to manipulate them. Does that make sense? So, like, for example, when the mask mandates came out, right? Who's the first ones to put the masks on? It's typically the females. I mean, there were a few rambunctious ones, but the most outspoken people were men. And that's because since the beginning of time, men were okay with pulling out their fucking sword and defending their beliefs with violence. Women don't have that ability. You guys are physically weaker, unfortunately. And I think that represents itself with your biology and how you think as well. So with that said, I get what you're saying. Like, oh yeah, I met women that are more ambitious. Yes, women dominate college attendance. Yes, women in general strive and earn more degrees than men. But if you look, like, men still dominate the blue collar workplace, which you still can make quite a bit of money in that women don't want to go into. So I would say if we're going to use ambition through the education system, for sure, you're correct. But if we're going to use ambition for working hard, doing manual labor that might not necessarily require a college degree, men beat women all day because women don't work these jobs.
Yeah. Unfortunately, not all of them. I've unfortunately dated
none of them. Like 90%.
I've dated some lazy men, unfortunately.
Of course.
And then I've dated
most men are bums.
More ambitious.
I agree.
I've dated ambitious, and it works better because the man respects himself more. I respect him more, and because so I was just born with ambition, but. Yeah. It's not attractive to men. I mean, not always. It's not like men's ambition is attractive to women.
Yeah, it's not. And most men will never actually admit that like we don't give a fuck about your career or your ambition or your education. Yeah. We don't give a shit because. How about this? I'll give you an example so girls can understand it. Let's say I told you, yo, I got like an amazing sneaker collection. I got like Jordans from the 90s. I got some fucking, Nike Dunks, whatever. And I had like a whole closet and I collected them and I just had a bunch of them. And I also had like a bunch of designer belts. Would you care?
No.
No.
Why not?
No.
Tell me precisely why you wouldn't care.
Well, actually, I would kind of be unattracted because I don't want to be with the guy who's obsessed with fashion that much.
Would it be fair to say that that's fairly feminine? To be that involved in fashion?
Yeah, I don't want to be with a man who's having feminine traits.
Pause right here.
Feminine.
See that feeling of I don't give a fuck and this is feminine?
Yes.
That's how we feel about ambitious women.
Yeah.
Because
I agree.
my sneakers, my belts, my fashion doesn't actually benefit you.
Right.
Just like your ambition and your money doesn't benefit me.
Yeah.
That's why men don't give a shit about it. And then also, if you add in all the other, traits of ambitious women, they tend to be more argumentative, they tend to be less agreeable, they tend to be they don't have as much time for you because they're pursuing their career.
Well,
it's like I'm dating another dude. Like we don't want to date another dude. What if you were with a guy that took longer than you to get ready every single time? You'd probably start to get annoyed and be like, what the fuck, you like, dude, be a guy. That's how we feel about women that are super ambitious. They tend to behave like men, and that's not attractive to us.
Right. So I think the solution, since I'm born with ambition, is to be with someone who's more ambitious. I have to find someone who's like,
which is hard to find sometimes,
who works harder and and it works better because if I'm working on my stuff, he's working even more on his stuff, and so. But it is hard. It's hard to find. Yeah.
Yeah, but the problem is that when you want a hyper masculine man, hyper masculine men typically tend to be attracted to hyper feminine women. Mm-hmm. So what girls don't get. Right, and I kind of had this conversation. I've talked about this before with my sister. She's a doctor. When you're an ambitious woman, you almost shoot yourself in the foot, and the reason why is because what ends up happening is you start to write a check that you can't cash. You make a bunch of money, you're successful, but in doing so, you masculinize yourself, and then the very men that you're competing for don't want you in return because they want a feminine woman. And on top of that, your price point's up. You make $100,000 plus a year. You need a guy that makes that kind of money. The guys that make that kind of money can date a girl that makes $10K per year, and we're happy. Yeah. So that's kind of where career women shoot themselves in the foot, and they don't even know it. They think, I'm going to pursue a career. I'm going to make a bunch of money. And this is why I say feminism lies to women. And then they're 30, 40 years old, and they're like, fuck, I'm still single. No guy wants me. What the hell's going on here?
48.
I have a house. I have money. I'm successful. I got a great 401k. Why doesn't a guy want me? Because we don't want another us.
What should we do in the meantime?
Well, it's better when you
what do we do in the meantime?
The bare minimum.
I'm sorry?
What should we do in the meantime?
No, for sure. Go to school, get an education. I'm not telling you not to do that, but what I am saying is that, like,
don't rely on it.
Don't prioritize that. Like, if you find a man, like I would say, find a man when you're still young and beautiful, because as you get older, it gets harder and harder.
Yeah.
Yep.
I agree.
I'm taking my pussy to the grave, honestly.
Wait, what?
I feel like I'm taking my to the grave.
I mean,
come on.
It's already been.
I am traumatized with dating.
Oh, okay. You're gonna stay single with me.
Oh,
okay,
yeah,
okay. You're gonna stay single.
Not that situation. I dated other people after he's passed, but I'm just saying everything that you're talking about right now is stuff that I've dealt with. Not saying OnlyFans is a job to be proud about, but
that's even harder.
You get true.
And you make your own money too.
$300,000 a month. You get what I'm saying? And I've dated people with money, celebrities or whatever,
Wait,
buying them stuff,
300?
you know, doing that, thinking that it's like, you know, at
Helping.
least you don't gotta, you know what I'm saying? Anything happen, at least you got, but no,
Down that
that
chick.
doesn't.
Wait, hold on. $300 a month?
300,000.
1,000.
So you're a millionaire.
Multi.
I made $4 million off of OnlyFans.
And you're still single? That's crazy.
By choice, though. By choice.
By choice? Okay.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
I've left
proves
every
my
dude I've been
point.
with.
Yeah, that just
Every dude that I've been with,
Yeah.
I've made more money then, or I've had more stuff then, and then it'll be something like he's playing video games. This, I swear to God, this happened. He playing video games, and I'm setting up a network, you know, writing shows and stuff, and I asked him a question to help me, because I'm about to move him from his house into a condo. This boy flipped out on me. I'm like, you're playing
maybe I
fucking
need to
video games
open
that's
the
not paying your
Yeah,
bills.
he's playing Overwatch, man. Fortnite, man. God.
And that's when I left them.
He's in the match.
Well,
I'm like,
Was that the guy you were mentioning earlier that you could boss a guy up?
no, I bossed someone up. This is I was trying to boss
Wasn't
him
him.
up, but
But you know what
he
you're
wasn't
doing though?
connecting.
You're bossing them up to leave you, because it's like at that point they feel insecure because
So
you're
true.
the one with the money.
Well, I
so they
left.
can't be a man.
Right. So
I left,
true.
you're
Yeah.
right. I got bored, and then it's like, you know, when he's up there, just
no,
it's
he saw
just-
it coming before you realized it.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Do you feel because of your amount of money that you make that it's very hard for you to be submissive in a relationship?
No,
So you
I will do
still
anything
submissive.
for my man.
Yeah,
I know when to
nobody's
shut
getting
up.
what's
I
going
know-
on here.
Yeah.
Because she's successful and because of what she does for a living will make a man uncomfortable. Bottom line, there's no
Double
way
homicide, too.
around that. The other thing too is if when she bosses this person up, when women do a lot for a man, it makes a man weak. It's like he said,
Facts.
you bossing him getting ready for someone else, and he sees that, and he's like, well, once I get my car, once I get me a little bit more money,
I'm gone.
I'm out, and then that way I can be what I wanted to be with you.
But by
With somebody
myself.
else.
Somebody else.
Thank you.
And
That's
that's
why
fine.
when people work, they don't get bossed up. But when the guy drives a girl's car and he drops her off and he hides all her shit and put in the truck to go pick up another woman to pretend that's his car.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? He's feeling like a man. You know, he gonna put incense in it. Bitch don't have incense in it, you know, air fresheners.
Crystals
He gonna
and
put
shit.
the seat back. He open the door for her. And sometimes the girl know it ain't his car. So she'll leave a bracelet or something in there for the other woman to know that the female's been in
I'm
his car.
here.
Exactly.
Question. You said
got it.
what was a double homicide? You made a comment about double
Oh,
homicide.
like, so I have an OnlyFans.
Uh-huh.
I dated someone that said they didn't want me doing OnlyFans, and I had to leave him because
Yeah.
that was my bread and butter.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then it's you know, just having more money.
So her two things, for example, her job that she does and the money she makes, are two homicides towards any relationship.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It would kill it.
Yeah. Understandable. Yeah. I mean, it's very difficult. I mean, if a girl's involved in any type of sex work, it's going to be a problem for
gonna be a
99%
problem.
of men, and then as an entertainer, it's even harder.
and then the ones that are okay are the lazy ones.